Any questions?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay. Um, so what kind of telephone would you recommend if the portables are so bad and the cell phones are so bad? What one would you
Okay.
recommend people use?
Okay. So several things. First, never put it to your head, even with protection devices. For example, if you use our protection devices, you actually feel dramatic difference. Most people will feel if you just talk with your cell phone when you hold it. Just hold it in your hand. Don't put it to your head. You will notice some kind of discomfort or some sensation in your head. You put the disc to create resonance, you feel it much less. That's the minimum. Then never put it to your head, even with protection. You can get the hands-free set that is air tube, which actually protects your head. You don't want to put it to your head. And the disc will protect your hands because what happens is your hands are energetic antennas and some of the meridians start in the fingers. And when you hold the cell phone, you're literally putting misinformation directly into the meridians that take it to the head and for the rest of the body. So it affects your whole body. You don't even hold it in your hand or protect it. Use air tubes or use a speakerphone and never, ever, ever carry it on your body. I mean, if you absolutely have to, you want to have the biasynchronic disc, and there are some materials you can put between the body to block the side of the body. That's also a possibility. Be aware that, for example, most women have bra that has metal in it.
Right.
Unfortunately, the metal is actually an antenna, and you amplify all the pollution around you, which is electromagnetic, like in the Gauss, a magnetic field, and Wi-Fi. So again, it's double jeopardy for women. You really, in this time and age, you don't want to have anything metal on your body, including your bra. So that's how you use it. I would also I will avoid using smartphone if you can, be,
Mm-hmm.
because the cell phones, the regular cell phones, are much better. They're still very bad, needs to be protected, but the smartphone are as much as 10 times worse. And also the radiation from the smartphone, it could be 3, 4, 5 feet. And with the other one, it's much less. So and if you can, just don't use cell phone, or just use it when you have to, or just, don't keep it on. Just check your messages. And when you got your message, call from landline. That'll be optimal case scenario.
Okay, so the landline, like the old-fashioned
Yeah,
phone, is that
yeah,
what you mean?
yeah. And don't use portable phones. Those are even worse, could be worse than cell phone. And the
Oh,
base is very, very dangerous because it can have a range of 40, 50 feet, very significant levels, like 1,000 times the safe level.
wow.
That's another thing. So you eliminate all the portable phones from your house and eliminate and use cell phones sparingly. I use them only when I travel and check so often any messages, but people know they call me at home and leave me a message.
Wow.
The other
Okay.
thing, they want to get rid of all your Wi-Fi devices. You can run an Ethernet cable. Most electricians will do that, just like you used to wire all your house for cable or for telephone. Same thing. It costs a little money, but it's safer than getting cancer. I can give you
Yeah.
many stories from patients, things that happen. Women, for example, that had a tumor in her mediastinum between the heart and the lung for 20 years, but wasn't growing, and she had split of the second pain once every 2 months. So the doctor told her, just don't worry. Surgery to find out what it is would be much more dangerous. She had gas, and she slept for 3 nights just next to her Wi-Fi, and she started to develop horrendous pain. They did an MRI, and they found out that the mass grew 50% overnight. Luckily, she came to me, and we treated her with biosynthony and other things, and the pain disappeared. So we assumed she didn't want to do another MRI, but it came back to the situation before. And I have several patients that came with cancer, and we checked their house. We found out what it was. They just put a smart meter in one case and so forth. The people didn't get well, and then we checked their house, found out that they have new exposure they didn't have before. Many patients that come and don't know why they got sick, and you find out that that was one of the reasons.
Wow.
The pollution levels are very, very high. I have all kinds of sad stories. So it's better to prevent it than wait until you have a problem.
I have two friends who've carried their cell phones in their bras, and
Okay.
they've had cancer develop it
Yeah,
right in that spot.
absolutely. I have a patient that got MRSA from the cell phone. He was a construction worker and had the deep, near his knee. I know several people had pancreatic cancer. They put it on the liver. One person with kidney, they removed the kidney because he was carrying on that side the kidney. I have many stories. So again, it's not the only reason for cancer. Big reason for the epidemic of cancer, and more because Wi-Fi is just increasing. Now they have it free in cities. I went to Europe. Paris is horrendous. Tel Aviv is unbelievable. People live in levels that guarantee them cancer, and cancer is an epidemic.
Right.
That's
Right.
one of the causes. So people need to wake up.
What do you do about children who are just so addicted to texting and stuff like that on their cell phones? Is it
Not
causing?
good. And of course, it's very harmful, and children are usually more susceptible. Again, you have to protect them, educate them, remove them from cell. No, it's not easy because not everybody has it, but you have to
Right.
educate them because they will pay the price.
Okay.
That's all. I
They're
mean,
stubborn, though.
I know, but again, I guess unless it's an experience of growth and lesson, but believe me, most people, once they experience it, they wish they didn't. And I've seen those too that didn't want to listen to me, but
Right.
they told me they wish they did. It's much smarter to prevent.
You bet. Well, thank you very much
Okay,
for
all
your
right.
presentation tonight,
Okay,
too.
you're welcome.
Hi,
Judy?
this is Judy. I was wondering, I have looked at your site and everything. I've looked
My
on
site,
your site
okay.
and been on the site, and I would love to know exactly where do I go to find the devices,
Okay,
like the cylinders and the things to protect the home,
okay,
put on
all
the
right.
things.
Okay.
I saw them for a brief moment.
Yeah, it's all described. You see because it has a lot of information that come with it. You can watch a lot of the videos, but to really, I mean, I can give you specific information about cell phone, refrigerator, that's no problem. But if you want to protect your home correctly and optimally, it's a lot of evaluation needs to be done. So what I do, you can contact me. I'll talk to you, and then what people do, they send me the drawing of their house. They either buy the measuring device or we rent them. We send them to you, and you write everything and you measure and put it on the plan of the house. And then we discuss and we see if there's any dangerous areas, what you need, and everybody is different. Then I can explain exactly. You can do it without measuring, but we find that measuring is really critical because sometimes the levels are so high. I have one case that even though they use everything, the levels were so high that literally the technology helped, but they have to abandon the house. And now that they're bought a new house, they're recovering from all the damage. And those people were holistic, and they're actually one is holistic physician, and they did everything in the book holistically and didn't get results. So when I started to realize how bad is the Wi-Fi situation, and they got the meter, all of a sudden everything became clear. And they didn't have any Wi-Fi, they knew better, but just because of cell phone antenna and smart meters around them, the situation was amazing. So again, you need to check, and I'll help everybody that wants to do that, and I'll educate you and tell you exactly what you need to whatever degree you can or want to do it.
Well, I know I have a smart meter because they install them on everyone's home.
So you have
and
to,
they will not take them off. They will not take them off.
No, it's not true. You need to fight them. Sometimes they charge you fee plus monthly fee, $10 or $12 or whatever. There is a lot of.
I live on a resort, and the whole resort is done that way. And
okay.
I did ask, and they said no.
Okay,
they are here to stay. So I know that there is a device that I can put over.
Oh yeah, there is. I'll explain. It's beyond the scope of this. There are things that they recommend. You're not the only one that couldn't remove the smart meter, but there are devices that will mitigate. Now it's helpful to measure the degree of pollution because the smart meters, some of them are very, very high pollution, some of them not so bad. They're all bad, but some, so it depends how much pollution to see what kind of protection you need. So you have really bad pollution, you want to consider the bigger one, the stronger one, more efficient one. But again, I can help you with that. It's no problem.
Okay, thank you.
And also, I wanted to say that actually you literally almost have to do a training to really understand the whole thing and to help other people. So I'm going to give one-day workshop on nutripuncture so people can do it to a certain extent, understand it, take advantages, help themselves, which will be in Michigan on Arbor, and one-day introduction to biosyntony, which I cover the regeneration part that you can help regenerate yourself, as well as the protection. It's very important because a lot of the protection devices on the market are really useless or sometimes more harmful. Some of them are good and most of them are not. So you really have to understand to protect yourself.
Yes, thank you. I
Okay.
enjoy the teleconference very much.
Okay, you're very welcome. Again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. I do
Okay.
my best to post this video online. It's actually, this webinar is more like, I don't say alarm, but wake up call for people. People need to
Right.
wake up. That's all. And if you wake up, you'll be fine. So better
Thank
now than later. Thanks everybody,
Thanks.
and you all have a good evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.